Greetings, YouTubers. Well, today we are on the 2002 Trailblazer, and some of you guys that have Trailblazers know exactly what's going on when you go to put fuel in the old thing. It takes fuel very long to get down into the gas tank. Yep. And I did a video earlier on a Ford Explorer that had this same issue. And I showed you what you got to do to actually fix that. So that's what we're going to do today. This thing's got about 200,000 miles on it. Runs great. It's got a little bit of an engine knock, but it's been doing it for 25,000 miles. Not going to worry about it. So we're going to go under here and I'm going to show you what we need to do. So let's go up underneath. All right, for simplicity purposes, I've got my spare tire out. And I'll tell you what, when you get this spare tire out, you got all kind of room in here. And also, I live in the Northeast, so the tire spare here that kind of was bolted onto the frame here that actually held the tire up. It was so bad and rotted, we just took it off because we didn't want to take a chance of somebody putting a spare tire under here and having the framed part of the frame break and drop the tire off and go through someone's windshield. So there's no way you can put a spare tire under here. It's in the back. Now on to our gas problem. Right here is the gas tank. And on this Trailblazer, you just have one main hose going into the tank. Now, on that Ford Explorer, I do believe I had a couple smaller tanks, smaller hoses that come from the tank and went up. This one is just one tank, and when you're putting one hose, well, what am I talking about? One hose going to the tank, you know, it has to do a lot when you're pumping gas into this thing, and some of the back pressure is going to try to come back and all that. So what's going on here, there's a little metal flapper down in here. If I disconnect this clamp, pull this hose off, I want to show you what that's like. Now, some of the Ford Explorers actually have a ball, and if you kind of free that ball up, put your finger in there, move around a little bit, it'll help out. So there are other fixes for this. You can actually take this tank off, unscrew this piece here, and buy another piece. It's an updated version. It's a mess to get into, but I do this a lot. It does help. So first thing we've got to do is go ahead and get this clamp out and get this out of the way, and then we got to slide this hose off, so I'm going to have to set the camera down to do that. We'll pull this hose clamp out of the way, and now what we got to do is disconnect this hose from the gas tank. Now this can be a little tricky. I take a big screwdriver and typically just kind of help it get it started a little bit there like that. Then I can grab it with my hands and kind of wiggle it off. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with one hand, but we'll try it here and see. No, I'm going to have to use both hands, so let's use both hands on this. Pretty much got it. There we go. Alright, so when you pull this off, you're going to start smelling fumes right away, so be prepared for that. And I'll bend this up out of the way a little bit. So that's up out of the way. Now, if you notice, if I hold the camera up here and spin around, I'm going to have to grab my flashlight, too. Inside there, you see that little round thing? Well, that thing, when you put fuel in there, that thing actually moves, and it lets the fuel go down into the tank by the gravity, the weight of the fuel. So, if I stick this in here, you can see it moving. Grab it there just right. You can see I can move that around. It's like a spring-loaded little ball. I mean, not ball, like a little round thing. Right there, see that? So what you can do is just take something like an extension and go in here and hit this a bunch of times. Free it up as much as you can. I would love just to take it out, but if you roll the vehicle over, it's supposed to keep the fuel from coming back out of the tank. So if I do this a bunch of times, then you put your finger in there. I wish I could get a better view for you down in there. If you put your finger in there, you can actually move that. Let me get a screwdriver. If I get well, I got a screwdriver here. What am I talking about? Let's see. Bear with me a second. See that right there? That thing right there, that thing kind of gets gummed up over time and all that, and it starts to stick. And let me see if I can give you a nice view down in there. I doubt I won't be able to. What it looks like in there. See that? It's kind of like a flapper valve, and on each side there's little gaps. And when you put fuel in, the fuel drains down on those gaps, on those little holes, and goes into the tank. And when you're done fueling, that spring lets that thing come back up like this. So that's what we got to do. We'll just free that up as much as we can with that extension or whatever. All right, so after moving that around, after about 20 minutes, I think it's pretty free, but that's definitely the issue, and you can see down in there. So I don't know why they designed it that way, but what do I know? So what you can do now, after you think you've freed that up, just take your finger and push your finger down in there and just stick it in there like this, and just, if it feels like it's springing back up like it should, it's probably okay. But you might have to do this a couple of times before you get it perfectly, working well. But it's coming back up. I think you can see part of it there, right there. So I'm gonna get my little screwdriver there, right there. So that's the deal with that. So we'll go ahead and put the hose back on. We'll take it to the gas station, see if it takes gas a little bit better. If it does, well, that's your fix. All right, so we got our clamp nice and tight. Now I know they changed this in 2006. They updated with a plastic flapper in there, and I don't think they have any more problems with this. So it's basically from 2002 to 2006 that you might run into this issue. All right, let's go get some fuel and see how she does. All right, let's put some gas in it and see what happens. Hopefully it goes in a lot faster. Let's see what we got. Oh, doing good. Oh, yes. A lot better than it was before. Hold the handle here right. So that looks like that helped it a lot. So hopefully this will help you guys out. Like I said, you might have to do this a few times, but it's taking gas just like it should now. Yay! And we'll just do $10. A little slow today, but I got the handle wide open and it's not puking it out. You like that? I did that, LOL. 8. We'll stop at 10. 8. 9, wide open, and there, almost stopped. There's $10. All right, didn't puke out, and it took all the gas. All right, I like it when a plan comes together. All right, so that's probably just a quick fix here, and should get me by for a while. So guys, if you like this video, let me know where you're watching from, and say hello and all that good stuff. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you later.